Hey everybody, it is Jeff here. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a little bit of motivation today because there's a lot of people out there on this kind of a rainy, dreary night. They're just having one heck of a Tuesday. So the first thing I want to let you know is, first off, know this. You matter, you're important, and whatever you do in life does mean something, okay? Now, I know a lot of people get their goats pulled a lot of times. Now, when I say that, it means they have their tempers, their attitudes. People have not been the nicest. Well, guess what? Let them be that way. I was explaining. Sorry about that. Anyway, so let's get back to what I was talking about. I want you guys to think of it like this. Remember the movies Monster Inc. Now, I've used this analogy many times before, and I know I'm one of the very few people that uses this. In Monsters Inc., the monsters at the very beginning of the movie, they use fear and scaring people in order to create energy, okay? Now, that's fine and dandy. I understand. People use that every day in life. They think that's the way to be. These bosses, these hardheads, these managers that have never learned leadership, they've never learned people skills, they think that's the only thing there is in life, is you got to use fear and intimidation and scare people and let's belittle people. They're wrong. They're 100% absolute wrong, and that does nothing for anybody. Towards the end of the movie, and yes, it's a kid's movie, but it can show a lot. At the end of the movie, they use laughter and happiness. They create an unimaginable amount of happiness in people, and it creates energy. Whenever I get around people, and I'm able to teach them something, and maybe I learned this after I got out of the Marine Corps with my daughter, but I'm able to teach somebody something. I'm able to teach them a new skill, teach them, a new way of thinking, a new way of making money, a new way of learning different ways of approaching a job or a job application or resume, okay? A lot of people, like we're in the Marine Corps, yes, we're in life and death situations where, okay, you've got to kill or be killed, okay? However, we've also learned a diplomatic approach in the Marine Corps. It means, you know what? If you can make friends and allies, you never have to pull the trigger. I can't tell you, in the Marine Corps, they taught us more about being kind and happiness. And everybody's like, you're a Marine, dude. No, you want to know something? The people that tell you that, they never served in the front lines. You know why? Because if you can learn to get along with people and you have an ally, you are a lot safer than you are when you create enemies. You know how many Marines give candy to kids that tried, they don't want to be the evil person. Now, so a lot of what I've learned was in the Marine Corps. And everybody's like, oh, Marines are taught to kill or beat. No, you want to know what Marines are taught? We're taught to survive. And in order to survive, we have to make friends. We have to make allies. We have to understand that we work with every branch of the military. We work with civilians. We work with everybody all the time. And you want to know something? That hardcore stuff is boot camp. That's what you learn in boot camp, so they can break us down to get rid of all of our bad habits. Right now, most people have a lot of these bad habits, and they think that, oh, I've got to be mean there. No, you want to know what you need to learn to do? You need to learn to communicate. Learn to give as much as you take, and learn to take as much as you give. Now, what does that mean? That means be kind, be nice to people. You want to know something? You're not always going to be able to pull a trigger. You're not always going to be able to use a claymore. You're not always going to have a grenade on you. You know what sometimes you've got to use? You've got to use your power of intelligence. You have to learn to read, to know your enemy. You want to know something? Some of the best friends, and people hate when I say this, and next thing you know, I get called every name of the book, but it's true. Generals from both sides of the fence, meaning whether it's Russia, America, or doesn't matter, they know each other so well, they're almost best friends. Why? Because they know each other's moves. And in the Civil War, when it was brother versus brother, do you think they really wanted to kill each other? No, they have to get along. They have to learn how to adapt and overcome to have a great democracy. Okay, you got to learn how to get along with people that you normally wouldn't get along with. That means if you cause people to be happy, get them to laugh, get them to smile, get them to have a great time, you know what? Hey, you need to go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. If you get around people that are mean every single day and they're just you're not going to get anywhere in life. And I am sorry, but the managers out there that treat their staff and they treat the people, you're not the owner, you're the manager. You want to know something? When you're treating people like crap, you're not going to be the manager very much longer. I'm so grateful that with what I do, I don't have a manager, okay? But there are people, I watch these people, they become control freaks. When you become a control freak and you're trying to control people, you will fail every time. And the people underneath of you will never listen to you. They will never respect you. And quite frankly, if you get into a firefight, they don't have your back. But if you're a leader and you go in front of people and you lead the way, you learn how to cook clean, you learn how the job works. You may not be the best at it, but you still learn it, and you go in before everybody else. You learn what respect is. You learn why throughout the years and ages what people meant by what respect is. You need to respect each other. But you want to know something? You could take it one further. Be kind, be patient, be understanding. Be a teacher, but always be a leader. A leader leads from the front. A leader will basically eat last. A leader gets up first and goes to bed after everybody else is in bed. A leader leads from the front. That's what we do. A manager is a leader unless that manager does not know how to lead. And I'm sorry, but if you want true happiness, being mean to somebody, putting somebody down, you have to go as fast as your slowest person on your team. You've got to understand that you're only as strong as your team is. You're only as good as the people around you. And if you have to keep firing everybody over and over again because you just can't find anybody good enough, instead of train them and teach them how to be good enough, they're not going to be you. No one's going to be you. But they are them, and you have to learn how to train them, how to teach them. You know what? If you're going into a job and you go in there with this attitude that, oh, I got a college education, I'm better than everybody, you're never going to get the job. I'm sorry, you're just not. I've seen so many ways that leaders lead that when I see people come in and they demand things, you'll never get it. You know what? It's kind of like that old saying. If you go into a car dealership and you see a Bentley out there and you want this brand new Bentley, when you go onto that car dealership and you go on there and you say, hey man, I deserve this Bentley because I need reparations because, oh, my family went through the Holocaust, or my family, you know, they had slaves, or my family were Indians, or my family was people that came from Ireland and were abused. So you owe me this car. So because I am who I am, even though I don't know nothing about my family, I deserve that car because I have it rough. You're never going to get the car. Oh, I don't have enough money, but you know what? I deserve this car. So give me this car so I can go impress some women. It's never going to be your car. You're never going to get that car. I am sorry to say right now, you will never have that car. You know how you get that car? Work hard for that car. Save up for that car. Do what it takes to get that car. And you go on the lot. It doesn't matter who your car. It doesn't matter color, your skin, your sex, your creed, your culture, religion. And you write a check for that car, you'll get the car. But if you go on there and demand that car because you're better than everybody, you're never going to get the car. Same with a job. Same with military life. If you go into the Marine Corps with this attitude like, I'm better than everybody because I can run fast, I can swim good, oh, I can outshoot anybody, let me go on there and let me show them who I am. And you go on there and say, oh, I'm sorry, I came through boot camp because I was promised scout sniper school, or I was promised to be recon. In my contract, you know, my recruiter said I automatically, you're not going to be recon, idiot. And yes, I am saying it like that. You know why? Let's use the right terms of words. They're being silly. There's no such thing as being recon because it's in a paperwork. There's no such thing as automatically being a scout sniper. There's no such thing as becoming the CEO of a company without hard work, sacrifice, and doing what it takes to get there. You know why people respect Marines? Because when every Marine goes through boot camp, we all have the one term, Marine. We don't have an individuality to ourselves. Same with the Army, same with the Navy. There's no such thing as an individual in these areas. We had to learn our skills. We had to basically go through trial and error. And you want to know something? You know why they make it? Because their leaders never gave up on them and saw within them the potential of being great. A recruiter may be to see the potential that you need to have a butt kicking, but the people that lead, they saw the potential. And guess what? I guarantee you the people in Scout Sniper School, the instructors, they're not yelling. Well, they may be yelling, but they're not being evil. They're only telling you what you need to do in order to survive. Recon, do you really think you can just automatically be recon, just go off the street, be thrown in some other country somewhere and get accomplished? No, you can't. You have to learn the training. You have to learn the language. You have to learn what it takes to have discipline. You need to learn how to get allies. You know how you get allies? Leadership. You know how you get allies? Being kind to each other. Learn off the movie Monsters, Inc. You might have been in learning through fear and intimidation. But next thing you know, when you learn what happiness is, and you learn to make people laugh and smile, you know the people that I'm still best friends with, it doesn't matter if they're sergeant majors, colonels, generals. Hey, Gracie.
Hi, I love you.
Love you! You know what it means? It means that I'm teaching my daughter. Get your seatbelt on, sweetie. I'm talking to everybody right now. It means I'm teaching my daughter how to be kind, get people to laugh and smile. And the people that got me to laugh and smile and never gave up on me, they have a place with me for the rest of my life. Now, I get to spend a little time with my daughter now. Y'all have a great night. And remember this, kindness matters. Being great takes a little sacrifice. Practice, practice, practice. It means being kind to each other, knowing you matter, but also knowing that you'll do what it takes to get the job done. But you also don't tear people down in order to get there. You help build them up. As Zig Ziglar always said, help enough people get what they want, and they'll help you get what you want. I am Jeffrey Jansen. I look forward to talking to y'all later. Remember, Monsters, Inc. Happiness and laughter creates more energy than fear and intimidation. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.